So, of course, I went ahead and extended the bed. As you can see, right over here, instead of a half circle, I have it wrapped around that maple tree right here, and going in front of the maple tree and the front part of the patio, I extended it to make a 4 feet deep bed. And it just makes sense to use emerald green arbs. They don't get too tall. They get about 12 to 15 feet tops and about 4 to 5 feet wide. So that'll be a nice hedge right there. And it also provides a little screen for that patio area. It makes it feel a lot more cozy and, secluded. And then it joins this bed right here I was talking about. So this bed is filled with cardboard. It's roughly 48 to 50 feet long past this maple, and it ends over here adjacent to the circle garden. So with this started this past spring, I figured I'd go ahead and adjoin it to this roughly 4 feet deep bed that, like I said, goes around this maple and adjoins to this new bed that I'm putting up over here. So these 4 arbs, like I just explained, will get roughly 13 to 14 feet tall, no taller than this pergola right here. And I may end up bumping this bed out a little further, because once those mature and then I put the roses there, that'll pretty much be the entire bed. And I would like to have some smaller perennials, no taller than 18 to 24 inches, to fill in the rest of the area of this bed. Yeah, so I just added a few more feet, right? Probably 1.5 to 2 feet in some areas. Alright, so I pushed this bed out roughly 2 feet. It was 9 feet, now it's 11 feet. So now that gives me a little more play in the front of the border to add a lot more shorter perennials that top off around 2 feet, 18 inches to 2 feet. So let's start from the back of the border. We've got the emerald green arborvitae, which top off around 12 to 15 feet and 3 to 4 feet wide. So that'll form a nice thick hedge and provide screening for that patio and pergola area. Then we'll step down to the crocus roses, which top off around 4 feet and they get roughly 3 to 4 feet wide. Then all the shorter perennials in the front will get no taller than 2 feet once they have blooms. So once this hedge is fully mature, or close to it, the length will be roughly 15 feet. 15, a little over 15 feet. All right, guys, I have to take my hoodie off. It's starting to get warm out here. It really is warming up. All right, so right now, before I actually dig my holes and permanently place these arbs, I want to fine tune the mature width of these plants. So right here, I got an old broomstick, which is not quite 4 feet. It's like 3 feet 7 inches. All right. These arbs, their width may be just a hair wider than 3 feet 7 inches. They might get to be around 4 feet, probably even 5 feet. But we'll go with this as a measuring stick. So this lets me know that will be probably the maximum width roundabout, and then I can go ahead and decide where I want to actually put the roses. And so now I could comfortably plant my rose right here, or at least this far out. So this is pretty much where I'll go ahead and plant the roses. Now, planting them in a straight line is probably not, it's probably a little too formal, but that's fine. This area is the entrance. Okay, let me show you guys. So I don't mind creating a little bit more formality in this area of the garden. Why? Because here's the entrance on this side of the garden. All right, so I want to kind of keep things a little more formal, which is pretty much why I have a boxwood hedge as you first enter the garden. So having an arb hedge right here kind of goes in with that style. And so therefore, putting the roses in a straight line kind of adds to that formality. The thing is, you can go ahead and mix and match your formal and informal plantings as long as you have a very strong formal structure. So the backbone of this bed will be a very formal structure with the arbs and the roses. So I can go ahead and play around with the smaller perennials in the front. They don't have to be as formal, if that makes sense. So I make sure I give these a nice soaking prior to planting so that when they get into that hole, they'll have a head start. So I've just finished soaking these arbs. So what I'm going to use to plant them and top dress is that soil conditioner. It's called Leaf Grow. So that's manufactured here in Maryland, and it's just from all the yard debris that is put out on Mondays. So it's all collected and sent to that factory and turned into Leaf Grow, turned into compost. Well, not necessarily compost, but a good soil conditioner. So, no surprise, I'm working with roots because I'm planting probably 7 or 8 feet away from a 50-foot maple tree. So, you know, I definitely expect to run into some root competition. grab my wheelbarrow. Nice and straight. Nice and straight. Hey guys, so I had to go get an alcohol soaked rag just so I'm not transmitting any diseases from one rose to the other. All right, so this one's perfect. It's roughly 18 inches wide, 18 inches tall. Now I can't wait to get this one out of here. It is so wedged in between there, lack of airflow. It's not allowing these plants to perform their best. All right, so I've trimmed back all the roses. Now I'm digging their holes. So remember, it's gonna be 4. So they'll all be in a straight line. The rest of this bed is gonna be packed with gorgeous perennials. So I'm not even gonna stress too much about the roses. Now that I see the spacing, it doesn't appear that they'll really take up a substantial amount of space, but that's fine. Like I said, I'm gonna pack this bed with so many perennials, so many colorful perennials. The roses will just be a feature.